So you're virtually married to your Xbox, and you've plowed through to the top levels of all the big name games out there. Gaming is your hobby, your passion, maybe even your obsession. Everyone tells you you can't make money slaughtering zombies from the safety of your couch, but are they right? Grant found out what the career options are for die-hard gamers.
This week, we're looking at careers, and being somewhat of an insider, I thought I'd let you in on a little secret. The gaming industry has a net worth of about 900 billion rand worldwide. Not too shabby, hey? Its net profits outshine all other entertainment industries combined, including film and television. That means there's an awful lot of gamers out there and a heap of career opportunities. Starting off with the gamers themselves, competitive gaming has grown to be one of the most viewed spectator sports on the planet, with tournament prize pools reaching the millions. Just recently, the Dota 2 International Championship Tournament saw the lucky winners walking away with $5 million. Stadiums for tournament LAN events are being sold out to spectators, and online streaming reaches millions in views. China has even invested in gaming house programs to train youngsters for future gaming stardom. And South Africa's own team of gaming greats have just returned triumphant from an international tournament in France. But if you're not one of these gifted console jockeys, what other options are out there? How about actually building the games?
So in terms of getting a game made, it's quite a long process normally. So normally we start with the rough idea. So what is the game actually going to be? So from there we normally go into a very rough prototyping phase, which we sometimes call white boxing. And essentially there we're just using simple white boxes to represent everything. So nothing is pretty, but we're just trying to find the fun in the game and try to find what those mechanics are, how things work. You know, do we tap to jump or do we swipe to jump? And just try to solve those sort of issues. And then we'll start to define exactly what the rules in the universe are, how your interactions really should work, what does the character really look like, you know, get 3D models done, get the animation done, define your level environments, do all your artwork for those. And while that's happening, also doing all of your sound, getting your script finalized, recording voices. Once you've got all of the assets together, then the next important step is obviously to get your programming done as well. So a lot of these things can work in parallel. And the really nice thing about working in gaming is it requires lots of different skill sets. So you can have very technical people doing your programming work, very creative people doing your artwork. And there's a really good blend between those two sectors.
What has really skyrocketed this year is the heavy demand for CG rendering and 3D animation, particularly now after the release of the next-gen consoles. The bar has been raised and the pool of local talent is responding.
There are definitely opportunities for South Africans to be involved in gaming locally and internationally as well. I know some great people who studied here and are working at places like Ubisoft and EA in the US. And there are some great companies locally doing some fantastic work as well, just making a lot of big waves overseas.
Of course, if all else fails, you can travel the world playing video games for TV. But don't forget, there can only be one of me. Happy festivities and let the gaming begin.